I'm going to show you exactly how to party when you come and visit Pattaya. Now, my kind of night out might sound like a terrible night out to you, so I've split this video into 4 personality types. I'm going to run through a night out with 4 itineraries, so hopefully one of these matches your personality type and you have the best night out you can in Pattaya. Let's jump straight in with person A. They like Western food, people watching and live music. So they're going to start the night at either Prime Burger opposite Tree Town, which does amazing burgers and sides, where you can sit back and watch the nightlife unfold. Or they might fancy an American style burger at Hunger Pangs. Also, I did eat at Kung's recently across the road. I had a pulled pork and coleslaw hot dog and it was one of the best I've ever had. Both of these restaurants are just off of Soi Bukhao near LK Metro, so you can at least get some sort of view. Next, we head from either of these places along Soi Bukhao to Rock Factory. This place is such a great vibe with regular live performers playing all night. You may need to wear some earplugs though, as it is very loud. Most nights it's absolutely packed, so getting here a little early, around about 8, is advised. Next, person A gets a taxi outside for around 60 baht to Soi 8. About 2/3 of the way down, we come across Rolling Live 3. This place is once again always buzzing with atmosphere, good music and friendly staff. Can get very busy and for good reason. Next, we take a short walk down to the end of Soi 8, do a right and you're immediately at Lisa on the beach. Once again, a nice little rock bar, although much smaller. The main reason person A likes Lisa on the beach is because it has a karaoke aspect to this bar. If the band knows the song that you want to play, you can go up and have a little sing-song. We are on to Walking Street, so step a little bit out onto the road and then you're going to flag down one of these BART buses. Just jump on and however long you ride these BART buses, there will always be 10 baht. When it's your time to get off, just hit one of the buzzers inside of the cabin and then hand the BART bus driver 10 baht. Now a short walk along Walking Street brings us up to music. Similar vibe to Rolling Live 3, although you'll see many people up and dancing to finish the night off. Person A is very drunk right now and can barely hear a thing, so it's bedtime. Now it's time for my kind of night out. Person B fits my personality type and it might fit yours as well. I start my night in Tree Town Market where there's lots of food stalls, typically all Thai food. I usually go to the food stall on the left here and get a Penang curry with chicken. Can't go wrong, you have to try it. Next, person B walks literally 10 steps to Tree Town Cocktails, which serves a picture of cocktail for 260 baht. Great value for money. This is a classic pre-drinking spot for people just before they go to the club or some of the bars around here. But person B doesn't go straight to the club. We venture into Tree Town itself and look for a bar, as these bars are really fun, lots of games and a good vibe. On the left, about 2/3 of the way down, we have Avatar Bar. I personally always come here to see Mama Shirley. She is amazing, always makes me feel welcome, and this bar has cheap drinks, free pool, and a relaxed vibe with good staff that are never pressuring for drinks. Now, person B is feeling a little tipsy at this point, so it's time to move on. We loop around Tree Town, cut through a small alley down Myth Night for one drink at Satisfy Lounge. Great bar with beautiful girls, 3 pool tables which are all free to play and a fun vibe. Girls here are always up for a laugh and the bar is like 3 bars in one, so you'll always grab a seat. After one drink, we keep heading down onto Sai Song Road and put our hand out to any BART bus as we'll be heading to the famous Soi 6. Soi 6 can be a bit hit and miss, just protect your manhood and take a stroll down and see if anything takes your fancy. Have a drink at any of the bars here. You could even go to Miso Bar right here at the bottom and see Pleng, who was on my Soi 6 video, which I'll link in the top right for you to watch after this video. After a few drinks and some fun with the ladies, we head onto Beach Road to grab a BART bus all the way down to Walking Street. Walking quite a way up Walking Street, we arrive at Republic. A great night with about 80 to 20 ratio of women to men. This club always delivers. You'll likely have to buy a bottle to stand at the tables there, but there is seating upstairs where you can chill with a drink and just watch the night unfold. VIP here is around about 8,000 baht, which just means you have to spend 8,000 baht on drinks. Split between 3 or 4 mates, this works out to not bad value. You'll be able to get a couple of bottles of vodka with a ton of mixers. Person B doesn't feel like getting VIP tonight though, so it's time for Mist, where it's a lot busier, more of a dance vibe, and plenty of tables to chill at, even if you just have a beer. We party until late at Mist because it's open until 6 AM, and that's a wrap. Mist VIP is slightly larger but costs 10,000 baht, if you was wondering.
Now, if you want to see raw, unfiltered content that cannot be shown on YouTube, you have to head over to my Kick stream. I stream every other day and frequent with nightlife content. It's the top link in the description or the pinned comment of this video. Head on over there and get ready for some action.
On to Person C, who is only here for a few days, has a large budget, likes go-go's, clubbing, and all things girls. Person C starts their night in style at the Horizon Hilton rooftop for some light snacks and premium cocktails. The view here is one of the best in Pattaya, with a 180-degree view of the beach and city. Person C doesn't waste any time and heads straight to Walking Street on the Beach Road BART bus, where the first stop is iBar. iBar is the downstairs of Insomnia nightclub. It's a great place to have a few drinks while playing some pool in a busy nightclub environment. We don't spend too long here as it gets quite busy, so it's time for some space and girls. Heading back on ourselves up Walking Street to one of the most popular go-go's in the city, XS Go-Go. Always a great selection of around 50 girls here every night. The servers aren't pushy for drinks, and you're welcome to just grab a beer, sit back while the girls do their thing on the stage. It moves on to the next Go-Go, which is a very well-known and old Go-Go windmill club. Things get a little wild in here, with sometimes leaving absolutely nothing to the imagination. It's always worth a visit, but nothing caught Person C's eyes, so today it's a short walk up Walking Street to Pin-Up Go-Go. This Go-Go has a good reputation in Pattaya and a lot of high-class girls. But now it's time for some real partying. We walk a little back on ourselves up Walking Street to 808 Club. Go straight into the VIP. 808 offers a little cheaper VIP experience, starting at around about 5,000 baht. Music is mostly hip-hop with frequent dancers on stage and plenty of girls around. We are going all out on Walking Street, going down to Tunnel Club. This place is open until 10 AM, sometimes even more. Similar vibe to 808 Club with hip-hop, popular chart songs, and a stage where people get wild on. That is it for Person C. It is 8 AM, the birds are chirping, and it's time to go home. But firstly, let's jump into Person D, who doesn't like the hustle and bustle of Pattaya City. They much rather a chilled vibe with some friends over some beers, but still wants to stay social in the area.
But before Person D goes out, he likes to have a little bit of smoke of the good stuff. The broccoli. And there is one place he gets his broccoli, and that is not at a storefront. These guys I've linked in the description are the best value when it comes to broccoli in Pattaya. I hear a ton of good reviews, been featured on Mac TV's channel various times, and within his community, many people recommend it for the high quality and cheap prices.
Now, there has been a lot of misconception around the laws of this stuff, but everything is still fine. But many of the shops are struggling a little bit because people are a bit hesitant, and in turn they've had to raise their prices. Now, this company are purely online, therefore they can keep their prices at rock bottom.
So if you are anything like Person D and you start your night with a little bit of broccoli, then make sure to head over to the website and the link in the description and try them out. They deliver straight to your door. You cannot ask for more.
Jomtein is where we start our night at Rompo Market. Plenty of bars around here with relaxed seating, free pool, and some diamonds here and there. Lady drinks are cheaper, around 150 baht, and cheap beers to go around too. I haven't selected any specific bar to single out, as many of them are actually quite similar. So Person D isn't really fussed where he ends up. Rompo Market is one of them places where you just go there and whatever bar looks good at the time, you're probably going to have a good night from. Next, we walk down the road opposite the beach, seeing if any of the bars piques our interest. Walking on the beach for some light exercise, we end up at Jomtein Night Market for a light snack to keep us going throughout the night. We then head further down to the Welcome Road Jomtein. Quite a few bars here with a little more relaxed vibe than the Rompo bars, perfect for ending the night with some cheap drinks, good chats, and plenty of laughter with the girls.
When editing this video, I forgot to mention about Bun Kanchana Alley, which is next to Welcome Road Jomtein, just before you get there.
and that road has many bars on it that are open quite late, so it's always worth checking out.
But wait, no matter what personality type you are, you're going to want to take notes of these tips. Tip number 1 is do not wear a white top or any light coloured shirt to Soi 6. Which sounds a bit weird, really. Why would you not wear? When you're walking down Soi 6, the girls are going to want to pull you into the bars. They're going to come up and hug you. They're going to want to try and stop you from walking so they can chat to you, and hopefully you can go buy them a drink. Now, during this process, these girls might be a little bit drunk and they might put their face on your shirt, and the next thing you know, you've got foundation and lipstick on your white shirt. So trust me when I say this, wear something like black if you're going to Soi 6. Now, my next tip is wear shorts unless you're soon going to a club. I had a comment on one of my recent videos of someone basically saying that I lacked any fashion sense because I'm wearing shorts. And I don't know if this person even realizes the humidity and how hot it is out here in Thailand. It could be 2 a.m. and if you've got jeans on walking around, your legs are gonna get sweaty. Bear in mind, if you're going to a club, if you have trousers on or jeans or anything like that, it should be absolutely fine because the clubs are well air conditioned. Another tip is that many of these girls in the bars and the go-go's work on 10-day contracts. Now, why is this important? It's mostly because if you see one of these girls on a YouTube, on either one of my live streams or a YouTube video, a mate has recommended you go to this bar because there's a few hot girls there or whatnot. If you arrive in a month's time, don't be surprised if them girls are gone. They have many friends here and there and they'll want to work at this bar, and 10 days later they've contracts up, they take a few days off, they'll work 10 days at this bar. A lot of the girls are just trying to find what's the right bar for them. When they find the right bar, they'll probably do like 30-day contracts. Next tip is by 9 p.m, many of the good-looking girls have already been bar-fined. There's many guys, especially in Pattaya, that start drinking around 4 or 5 p.m. By about 7 p.m, they're getting a little bit drunk and then they go around, try and find the good-looking girls because let's face it, if all the girls start work at 5 or 6 p.m, then, well, you've got your pick of the lot, really. Then there's you. At 10 p.m, you start your night and you get a little bit drunk, a little bit flowy at midnight. And then you start looking around, seeing if you can find a good-looking girl to keep you company for the night. Well, sorry to break it to you, by midnight, a lot of these good-looking girls are gone. The next tip is when you go clubbing, I would suggest you buy a bottle. Now, these can be really cheap. If you go to Miss Club, for example, you can get a bottle of Sangsom for 1,700 baht. Now, in terms of how much that would cost by ordering drinks separately, you get a lot of bang for your buck. And you also get your table reserved and you get your mixers. And if you don't finish that bottle, let's say you've gone through all of the night and you've only gone halfway down the bottle, you can store that bottle. You can ask one of the servers, can you please store this? They will store it. They will give you a card with your name on and the expiry date of that bottle, which is typically 1 month. So it's always worth in clubs to not going up to the bar and ordering drinks and drinks and drinks, just order a bottle. But if you're with 2 or 3 friends, that's your night sorted. This doesn't apply to VIP though. VIP, you always have to pay the VIP fee to get into the VIP booth. The next tip is to use the BART buses. They are everywhere and their routes are on the common route. So you've got Soi Bukhao. They run up and down Soi Bukhao as it's a 2-way road. You've got Pattaya Saisong Road, which this is a 1-way, but it loops all the way around up to Beach Road, and that is once again a 1-way. But these BART buses, you get on them and it's 10 baht no matter how long you travel. Next tip is the Bolt app is much cheaper than the Red Coat taxi drivers. Now, the Red Coat taxi drivers, they'll be on pretty much every street corner. They'll probably charge you about double than you would see on the Bolt app, sometimes even triple. Now, the Red Coats are just convenient. With the Bolt, you've kind of got to order where you want to go and you've got to wait and everything. You can't order a Bolt in front of the Red Coat taxi drivers. That's quite disrespectful. They'll get very angry about that. Or the Bolt driver just will not come and pick you up. They'll want you to move down the road. There has been some conflicts between them before, so yeah, just avoid that. A Bolt is typically okay, but the Red Coat taxi drivers, they sometimes, if you have 2 passengers, will say a price, 80 baht, and there's you and a lady friend. They may actually say to you when you arrive to your destination, yep, that's 80 baht times 2. So it's 160 baht. You have to make sure you
you establish a finalized price before you set off on that journey. Some of these taxi drivers are a little bit crafty because they will say one price, and then when you actually get to your destination, that price has doubled because, well, there's 2 people, so you know you have to pay double, right? You just say to them total for 2 and then say your price. Now my next tip is, if it's your first time in Thailand, you're going to be making some costly mistakes when it comes to partying here, whether that's in the bars, the go-go's, or the general nightlife scene. I've made a video on detailing the most common mistakes that people make and costly mistakes. This video has got over 600,000 views for good reason. So you're going to want to click here to save yourself some time, money, and embarrassment.